Ain't tryna scare a brother, but can a brother get scared? We hunting paranormals. Nah, that ain't normal. We hunting paranormals. We hunting paranormals. We hunting paranormals. We hunting paranormals.
It started out pretty mild. I was okay with it at first. Started out with the beer. Headed downstairs to the green room is what they call it. And I was like, alright. It was calm, I was good, it was collected. Got a little, like, temperature spikes, but nothing major. And we got up on stage, and then it all started just downhill from there for me. I didn't enjoy this at all. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, so what did you not enjoy specifically?
The feeling.
The feeling?
Freaked out feeling. I wanted to run. Every time the EBT went off.
Spirit box?
Spirit box. See, I don't know my stuff.
It's okay, she's a rookie, guys. She's not an investigator.
So, every time that started going off, I'd get cold chills, and I tried to get away from it. So that part freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah. Did you hear any voices as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it asked who I wasn't... Nope, I was done at that point. I was like, I'm out. I'm never doing this again. Ever.
All right, well, personally, I want to say thank you because you are an assistant of mine. You help out with everything behind the scenes, the administrative. So I appreciate you having the gall, the stones, to stick it out through a whole investigation, even though none of us expected that. I'm going to be real with you.
I didn't expect that either. I did not expect that much stuff.
Alright, so our first investigation there was lots of weird sounds that we just couldn't quite figure out where it was coming from, like footsteps, shuffling, and the weird thing is it would be from an area that we wouldn't be able to get to. Like if it was somebody upstairs, if they ran straight across, they can't just run straight across, they have to go around the whole sky bar. So we heard stuff like that throughout the night. At one point, Dana and I went down to the front basement, which is where they have all of their machinery for the air compressors for the soda machines and stuff like that. And we just got this nasty feeling of dread, like somebody did not want us out there. And we calmly went to go walk up the stairs, and as soon as we hit the stairs, it felt like a rush of just get out. Like we didn't hear anything, just felt it.
Just pressure?
Yeah, and that was pretty unsettling. It actually made me feel physically ill.
And that's when me and Junior met up with you guys in the females' restroom.
Yep.
Now, what about the experience, the investigation we just conducted?
So this one, a lot more calm. Being down in the basement, I decided to go back down there for my isolation because that was the spot that we basically got scared out of. So it was kind of a facing my fears moment. Didn't have anything happen the whole time I was down there. I did get the crap scared out of myself once when one of the air compressors decided to purge right as I was turning around to pick up my camera, and that gave me a pretty good jump. And there was one point where Tanya and I were down in the green room and we heard this weird noise. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from. It almost sounded like, you know, the doorstop, like kids playing with the springy doorstop. That was almost what it sounded like. And we couldn't find anything that would be making that noise. I went upstairs and pranced around on the stage to see if we could try and recreate the sound, but we just couldn't.
It's crazy. Both experiences, both investigations, the men and the women had totally different experiences. Because, I mean, you heard what we were going through, but
oh, yeah.
To see, like, it scared Tanya for the little bit she was up there. Me and him were up there for like 30 minutes. So thanks. And what is your conclusion of this investigation for this location?
I think that there's definitely someone there. Whether they want us to see them or not is still... Because, like, the massive power drain that we had with all of our equipment, that could have either been them draining all of our stuff so that we had to leave, or they could have been draining it to try and manifest themselves. So, who knows, but I definitely think something's going on there.
Alright, so this is the recap, fellas. The first time that I went to the Mesa Theater was our very first investigation. I I saw a couple of orbs through my camera, and I felt some chills. And I know when I was in the green room, we were down there, and I was sitting in the couch, and literally everybody left, and the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and it felt like my face was in a cobweb, like a spider web. And then after that, after I went out of there, my nose was itching. I kept scratching my nose, and I'm thinking, what was going on? So I go to the mirror and I look in, there's a bug bite or spider bite or something right on the edge of tip of my nose. Very strange. So though I did see some orbs and that did happen to me, I did not catch as much as I did catch this time around. So this time around, when we went to the Mesa Theater, we were a little bit more prepared. We had more equipment, we had better stuff. We had more knowledge of being an investigator on this one, I feel. And so because of that, we brought the laser grids out, we brought the spirit boxes. I was able to download a few spirit boxes onto my phone, and we literally talked to spirits. It was pretty creepy. And this time we caught a lot more stuff, so you definitely need to watch till the end. There's some crazy stuff that happens in this episode.
What's good, Scare Enthusiasts? It's your boy Jay. Really to recap of what happened in the first investigation about 7-8 months ago. We went in there with barely any technology, but we went in with cameras. We had enough to catch something. I saw, for the first time in my life, was a shadow figure, an apparition. But I also saw a second one in upstairs. And that one actually was attached to an orb, and I actually got pictures of that. But the first time it was just, like I said, if you watch the channel in the final analysis that time, we were the entertainment that night. They enjoyed what we were doing. They fed off of us. So that, just leading up to it, it wasn't hard. There wasn't, what we saw gave us life, and it made us believe, and we knew something was there. Because we caught, hundreds of orbs, 2 shadow figures. The girls had experiences. We had temperature fluctuations. It was crazy. And then, night 2. Well, like how I like to say, round 2. Ding, ding. I don't think any of us I don't think no one was prepared. Straight up, no one was prepared. The only camera that stayed charged was my camera, the one that I'm talking to right now, through the entire night. But our digital recorders, my spirit box, all drained. Cameras, my secondary camera, my B-roll camera drained just minutes after I set it up. It didn't even get anything on it. And not to mention, me and Junior had close to an hour conversation on the spirit boxes, and he downloaded 3 different apps. So on the get-go, he was trying to debunk everything that he could, but the conversations, the responses were too intelligent, and it was just crazy. We both heard noises. We both heard most of the responses. Most of them were clear. There were a few that weren't, but in general, we caught a lot that night, and it spooked my assistant Tanya, who is in the video, but it just leads to more questions. And I feel we might go back one more time, definitely during the witching hour, because we left barely 2 hours after this last investigation. Now we're gonna go in there with more tech, more equipment, and get more answers. So